Hello, Mikhail. Do you know what is the problem? Why I can't see myself?
Press on the camera and
But
tell me.
it's turned on. It's turned on.
But you need to turn it off, and after that, turn it on.
I've done, but it doesn't work.
Oh.
I don't know what is the problem because let me do it once again. Oh, great.
Maybe you can change camera in the settings. Oh, now I see you.
Yeah, there is no problem. Tim, hello, John. Please turn on your mic.
Если хотите заниматься, да, то можно включить микрофон. Если не хотите, то
Of course, if you want, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's start, yeah.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good, very good.
I'm fine. What?
What?
Okay. Tim, where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Очень откуда? Я не понял.
Да, откуда вы? Михаил, а можно эхо? Идет эхо? Я не знаю, что с этим сделать.
У меня, что ли?
Да, нет, это у Михаила. Теперь уже все в порядке. Ну так вот, Тим, откуда вы? Where are you from?
I'm from Уфа.
Okay. I can type this question for you, so you can know this question. You can read it in chat. Можете прочитать, как звучит этот вопрос. Where are you from? Откуда вы? Okay. So let's start our lesson. We have an interesting topic today. We will talk about mysteries. Tim, what does mystery mean? Что означает слово mystery?
Загадочный.
Загадки, yes. And we will talk about legends, легенды, and imagination. What is imagination?
Imagination?
Imagination, yeah.
I don't know.
Imagination – это наша... то, что мы придумываем.
Воображение.
Да, воображение. Тим, do you like mysteries?
Что?
Do you like mysteries?
Do you
like?
Загадочный?
Вам нравятся загадки?
Yes.
Yes.
I like mystery.
Very well. And do you know some unreal, fabulous creatures? Unreal – это не настоящие, fabulous – сказочные, легендарные какие-то creatures, существа.
Хорошо. Мне перечислять их или что?
Yes, if you know, of course.
Ну, я не знаю.
Maybe something like ghosts.
Ghost?
Do you know what is it?
Нет, не знаю.
Это привидение, ghost. Ghosts, vampire as well. Maybe something else, you know?
Вампир, да.
Do you know what is unicorn?
Unicorn?
Unicorn. I've typed it for you. Это единорог.
Oh.
For example, we also have such unreal creatures as Let me think. Ага. Mermaid. Mermaid, it's русалка. I've got it for you. So there are several, unreal creatures, and there are a lot of tales, fairy tales, сказок о них.
Creatures, это, кажется, Рождество или?
Не-не-не, Christmas, Рождество. А я говорю о creature. Это создание, существо. Вот.
Понятно.
Ага, and how do you think? Were these creatures real? Or it was just an imagination when people made up fairy tales and different stories about these creatures?
Imaginations.
You think it was an imagination, yeah?
Unicorn.
Нет, смотрите, я просто вас спросила, как вы думаете, существовали ли эти creatures before? Или же it was just an imagination, только воображение? When people made up fairy tales about them and different stories. Fairy tales, сказки и истории о них.
I think what?
What do you think? It was imagination or these creatures were real?
Think, это же думать, да?
Да. I think. И что вы дальше там думаете?
Я хотел сказать, я думаю, что они это...
Что они?
Существуют.
Ага, I think that they exist. Exist – это существовать. Я напечатала. Okay. And do you believe in ghosts? Ghost. Do you remember what is it? Ghost?
Ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Ghost?
Yeah. Ghost – это привидение. Ghost.
Да. Ну, вопрос.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Do you believe?
Believe – это верить.
I believe in ghosts.
Okay. Have you met any ghost in your life? Вы встречались с привидениями в вашей жизни?
Встречаться это как будет?
Meet.
I don't need ghost. In ghost.
I haven't met. It's better to say I haven't met ghosts in my life, yeah? But why do you believe in them? You haven't met them, so why do you believe? Why? Ага. Почему вы в них верите, если вы их не встречали? It's a logical question, really. Логический такой вопрос.
But I think exit belief. Что я там сказал?
Вот попробуйте мне сказать, объяснить хотя бы на русском, что вы хотите сказать.
Ну, я верю в них.
Ну, хорошо, почему вы в них верите? Why do you believe in them?
Я не знаю, как сказать на английском.
Попробуйте на русском.
Ладно, я в них не верю.
Легче отказаться от того, что вы в них верите, чем объяснить.
Okay, maybe him see it on TV, and because of that, he, how to say it?
What?
Как верить?
Believe.
Believe. I think team believe in this
Yes, I understand. He believes in them, but he doesn't anyway. Okay,
okay.
Mikhail, what's wrong with your mind?
Okay, we have a new student, Nightmare.
Nightmare. Cool name. Nightmare, hello. Nightmare. What's wrong?
Ну, тут еще человек может не знать, что у него такой никнейм. Интересный, да?
Гость.
Ага.
Ну, вы отзовитесь как-то.
Окей, это... Ага.
So, let's continue. Mikhail, will you join us, or I shouldn't ask you, or what should I do?
Try to ask me.
Okay. So, what about you? Do you believe in such creatures as ghosts, vampires, maybe werewolves? Something like that.
Not. I think it's maybe it's not real.
They are not real, yeah?
They are not real, and maybe a ghost. I see some TV show, you know, about
about paranormal phenomena, yeah?
Yes. And if I see this maybe a TV show, I can believe maybe some not vampire. Maybe I believe that the ghost maybe how to say it? Maybe
Exist, существует.
Как?
Exist, существует, вы это хотите сказать? Yeah, exist. And Mikhail, are you afraid of ghosts?
No.
No. Okay, very well. But have you ever read ghost stories?
Stories about ghosts.
Ghosts, yeah, ghost story, we call them.
I don't remember. Maybe. Now I don't remember. Maybe I read it, but
yeah. Okay.
But impossible to remember.
But today you'll have a chance to listen to such a ghost story, and we will discuss it. Tim, can you hear us? I think yes. So please answer. Have you read ghost stories? Stories about ghosts.
Красные истории? Red story?
Read. Have you read? Это значит, вы читали ghost stories.
Про историю про призраков?
Да, именно.
Yeah, I read story.
I read.
Story on ghost.
Ghost stories.
Ghost stories. Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, me liked.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
I liked.
Okay. But what about Nightmare? I can't understand. Is he or she with us or no? Maybe we will hear him soon. Tim, can you remember any ghost story and retell it in short? Retell это пересказать.
Пересказать.
Yeah.
Историю призраков?
Ну да, может какую-то короткую историю вы знаете. Если нет, ну...
I know story про. Как будет про?
About.
I know story but coast in yes. In house. In home.
What, sorry?
I know
Какой?
story house in home. Я знаю историю призрака в доме.
В доме. Ghost. Не host, а ghost.
Ghost.
Yeah. So maybe let's listen to one story about ghost. I can send you a document, and here you will find the audio script. Ну, запись этого рассказа. Open, please. Mikhail, will you listen to this story?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it. But maybe we will have some problems because I have no idea how to use how to listen to it. But let's try.
Okay, we mute our microphone and you turn the video on and we can hear it.
I turn on my camera. Turn
No,
on.
turn on video.
It's a story.
Story. It's a record.
Yeah.
Yes, just turn it on and we can hear it.
Okay. So let's listen.
Tatjana, maybe you can make it loudly because we hear, but not very.
Да. Боже, я не знаю даже, как это сделать, потому что у меня все вроде как на максимуме. Не знаю, колоночку поставить ближе. Вы не подскажете, как это можно сделать?
Ну, вообще обычно получается как, что колонки включаются и микрофон может быть там. Попробуйте просто громче, громкость на максимум.
Ну вот, я сделала. Вот давайте попробуем. Как сейчас?
Не слышно, плохо слышно.
Ну, я не знаю. Вроде уже все по максимуму. Ну, что мы тогда сделаем?
Давайте тогда просто устно. Если не получается, ну окей, тогда правильно. Потому что слышно, ну так, очень плохо.
Слышно, но очень плохо.
Да.
Все, сейчас сделаю. Я сейчас собью. Сейчас. Как сейчас? Михаил, как сейчас?
Плохо.
Микрофон. Плохо все равно?
Да, тихо.
Тогда я бессильна. Уже сделала все.
Окей.
Ну, тогда давайте я прочитаю эту историю.
Давайте, да.
This story, this dialogue happens in the museum which called Bloody Tower. And I'll read it for you. It's the speech of guide. Гид рассказывает. Can you all hear me? Don't worry, I'm going to speak slowly. Good. The tower we are in now is called the Bloody Tower. Do you know what blood is? Good. Well, the tower has a very special connection with Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was the second wife of Henry VIII, you know, the king who had 6 wives. Henry divorced his first wife, Catherine, and he married Anne because he wanted a son. But Anne couldn't give him a son, only a daughter. So Henry decided to marry again. But first, Anne Boleyn had to die. Come with me. It all happened very quickly. One day Anne was the Queen of England, and the next day, on the 2nd of May, 1536, she was arrested and brought here to the Bloody Tower. She was kept in this room for 18 days. She slept in that bed there. Then, on the 19th May, she was taken from here and executed. Her head was cut off, like this. But since then, the ghost of Anne Boleyn has been seen and heard many times here in the Tower of London. Sometimes she sits in a dark corner of the room, just over there. She wears a long grey dress and a white hat. Sometimes she's seen with her hat, sometimes without it, and sometimes she's carrying her hat under her arm. Other people have seen the ghost of Anne Boleyn walking in the Bloody Tower, and some people have heard it crying, saying, "I'm innocent, I'm innocent." Perhaps one of you will see the ghost of Anne Boleyn today. That's all story. And have you caught the idea? Have you understood it? Maybe someone will talk to me.
I think team don't understood you.
Yeah, maybe it was too difficult text for him.
Okay, maybe we can open the document on which you sent in the chat. I think all of our friends see it. Tim, you see the document?
Тим, вы с нами?
Тим,
Откройте.
документ видите? Окей, у меня есть документ. We talk about the ghost of Herefordshire. Yes?
No.
And, what do you read in this document?
You are talking about...
Could you repeat?
Are you talking about the picture?
I talk about the about the text which we read. I can find it. Can I find it in the document?
Смотрите, текст в документе под картинкой. Начинается Can't hear me.
Okay, I see. Can you all hear me? Maybe we can make. What question do you have?
Have you understood?
Partly.
Have you got the idea?
Maybe I don't hear it very. I don't follow very
Attentively.
But we can try to read it and try to understand short.
Short
read
part.
Read by short part. Yes.
Okay, but
maybe it's 2 or 3 sentences.
I want to just know whether you got the general idea. Have you understood? Who was that woman who came in the tower as Mikhail, have you understood?
About the first sentence?
No. What was the woman?
I understood the story about the queen, which have 6 wives, something like that. But I don't know I'm right or it's my imagination.
Not right. Okay, let's read maybe again. Okay. The first part, yeah. Can you all hear me? Don't worry, I'm going to speak slowly. So it's the speech of the guide. It's not important for us. The tower has a very special connection with Anne Boleyn. Do you know who is this woman, Anne Boleyn?
No.
Maybe you have seen a film about her.
No, I don't know.
Tim. No, you haven't seen.
No.
Okay. We will know about her later. Anne Boleyn was the second wife of Henry VIII. То есть Анна Болейн была второй женой Генриха II. The king who had 6 wives. У короля, у которого было 6 жен. Henry divorced his first wife, Catherine, and he married Anne because he wanted a son. But Anne couldn't give him a son, only a daughter. So Henry decided to marry again. But first, Anne Boleyn had to die. Tim, have you understood this part? Вы поняли, о чем этот маленький отрывочек?
Yes, I understood. Tim, did you understand it?
Ага, Евгений, you are with us, yeah? Евгений, will you have you heard the whole text?
I've heard that like it's a story about some king who had his wives, and he put one of them for some reason into some room where he stayed for 18 days, and then she was executed.
We have a new student, yeah? Alexandra, hello. Alexandra, can you hear me? Something wrong. Mic, yeah. I should send a text one again. So let's maybe I don't know, read another part of this text. So as we understood, Anne Boleyn was the wife of Henry VIII, and he decided to divorce, but it was impossible at the time, and he wanted Anne Boleyn to die. And one day Anne was the Queen of England, and the next day she was arrested and brought here to the Bloody Tower. Bloody Tower находится, это именно Tower лондонский. She was kept in this room for 18 days, and she slept there in that bed. Поэтому дальше у нас получается описание ее жизни, короткой жизни в этой башне. And what is connected with our today's topic, this part. But since then, the ghost of Anne Boleyn has been seen and heard many times here in the Tower of London. Sometimes she sits in a dark corner of the room, just over there. She wears a long grey dress and a white hat. Sometimes she's seen with her hat, sometimes without it, and sometimes she's carrying her hat under her arm. Other people have seen the ghost of Anne Boleyn walking in the Bloody Tower, and some people have heard it crying, saying, "I am an innocent, I am an innocent." Okay, Evgeny, have you understood what the ghost was crying?
She was crying because she was in. I didn't get the reason why he wanted to execute her, because he couldn't divorce her. What?
You maybe you haven't watched the film or haven't read the story in history. The reason was that it was church was very important there, and divorces were forbidden, были запрещены there. And he wanted a son,
Okay.
but his wives couldn't give him a son, couldn't present him, just a daughter. And he wanted to marry another woman, and the only way was to accuse, обвинить Anne Boleyn of some terrible crime, в каком-то преступлении, and execute her.
Okay, nice way out.
What? Sorry?
Nice way out of the problem.
Oh yeah, and he, as you read, he had 6 wives, and 2 of them were executed, 2 of them died, as I remember, and 1 was divorced. So not all were dead. Not all his women were dead. So maybe we should talk not only about ghosts, but also about legends, because they are also part of today's topic.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have a new student, Veronica, and try to...
Александра, потом Вероника. Вероника, hello.
Hi. Do you listen to me? What?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And you?
I'm fine too, thank you. Let's start from you. We are talking now about legends, and I'm sure that every city or town has its own legend or foundation. So, where are you from? Valeria, Veronica, sorry, please. Where are you from, and do you know the legend of your native city?
I'm from Moscow, but I don't know anything about imagination in my city.
Not about imagination, just a legend, because as I think, legends are a part of imagination as well. Mystery or imagination, because we can't prove, мы не можем доказать whether they were true or no. So maybe you can tell us about the legend of Moscow, foundation of Moscow.
Я одного только не поняла. Legend или что я не поняла?
Legend, да, легенда. Легенда Москвы.
No, sorry, I don't know any legend.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
it's not bad. Tim, what about you?
Yes.
What? Do you know any legends about your city? Какие-то легенды о вашем городе? How was your city founded? Как город был основан ваш?
I think what
I think what?
From I не связано. Как будет?
Doesn't connect, isn't connected with.
Doesn't connected.
Connected.
Don't history. Никаких историй.
Ага, any history is connected with your city. Нет никакой истории, которая бы была связана с вашим городом, да?
Да.
Okay. Евгений, you are from Kyiv, or I'm mistaken?
Yes, I'm from Kyiv.
Maybe you will tell us the legend of foundation of Kyiv?
No, Tatjana, try to ask Evgeny about the Warsaw. It's interesting to listen.
About Warsaw, yeah? Warsaw, Warsaw?
Yes.
Okay, it's much better.
I don't know any legends about Warsaw. I know the Warsaw Uprising. I know this event that happened in the history of Warsaw, and it's pretty famous, and they are really proud of it. But Warszawskie Powstanie, but you know, it's not a legend. It's a real event that happened.
So you don't know any legends, yeah?
No, I don't know any legends about Warsaw.
Maybe Mikhail will speak about Kyiv.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Tell us about three, about
three
the
brothers.
brothers.
Yeah. Mikhail, We have a guest from Moscow. She doesn't know about the foundation of Kiev, so tell her.
The Kiev was founded by legend. It was three brothers who came for and they found the city on the
They also had a sister.
of the river, and I don't remember why they go in this place. It's hard to remember. We can maybe prepare for the lesson.
Oh, okay, it's a good idea, really.
Maybe on the next lesson. I
Okay, I remember. Nightmare, are you with us? Seems no. Okay, so maybe I'll tell you legends about my native city. I'm from the city of Kryvyi Rih, and this city is very famous for its large bank of iron ore. Iron ore, железная руда. Our city is the richest in iron stone in Europe, and there are two legends connected with our city. Not only two, but these two are the most popular and famous. So, the first legend tells us how iron ore appeared in Kryvyi Rih. Many centuries ago, when there were no countries and borders, there was a settlement on this territory. And the land was fertile, плодородная, and the rivers were full of fish, the forests were full of animals, berries, mushrooms, and the people lived well there and hadn't sorrows, у них не было печали. But one day everything changed, a terrible drought. Mikhail, do you know what is drought?
No, I don't know.
Это засуха. Drought began, and animals, birds left this land, and there was no harvest. Harvest это урожай. So people were consigned to famine. Consigned это были обречены на голод, famine. So they decided to set off and look for a better place. But here was the mage. Mage это как волшебник, мудрец, who stopped them and told that the reason of the disaster was the gods' anger. Злость богов, гнев богов. And the only chance to please the gods was to sacrifice, принести в жертву, the most beautiful couple. And after these words, the most beautiful girl, named Rudana, came out of the crowd, and her beautiful husband followed her. Without hesitations, Rudana headed for the edge of high rock, and she fell down, and her blood appeared to be iron ore. So, and after that, the rain fell, it was rain, and the drought came away. So, Rudana saved her people, her nation, and her settlement. So here is the Veronica, have you understood it?
Yeah, just a bit.
What was the problem? What I should explain once more?
I don't know. I just remember she fell.
Yeah, but the problem was that settlement, there was a settlement, поселение людей, and unexpectedly the drought came to this land, пришла засуха, and the only way to please the gods, задобрить богов, was to sacrifice the most beautiful couple, from this settlement. Самую красивую пару. And Rudana and her husband were the most beautiful people here, and they decided to save their people, and their blood turned to be Ruda, or iron ore. Now you understand? Ruda and the girl named Rudana. Here is the connection. And the other legend is about foundation.
But I'm sorry, Tatjana, but I remember the Kryvyi Rih was founded near the maybe 70, maybe it was 18th century.
Yeah,
yes?
Yes, it's the beginning of 18th century.
And the story which you told us now, it's about what is the period of this story?
Yes, it was very long ago, but
okay.
This legend tells us about how iron ore, как руда здесь появилась, appeared.
Okay, I see.
And the next legend is about foundation of our city, maybe not city, but the beginning of our city. And it also explains an unusual name of our city. This legend is about a Cossack named Rih. По-русски Рог. When he was young, he was a brave fighter. He fought with the Turks in the ranks of Cossack's army, против турков. He lost his right eye in a battle and had been called Кривый since then. Я не знаю связи кривой с потерянным глазом, но она есть. When he became old, he decided to leave his army and find a fine place to live. When he was walking, he saw a beautiful place where two rivers, Ingulets and Saksagань, met and formed a curve, изгиб, which looked like a horn, rog. And he built a house there. Later, a big, flourishing, процветающая farm called Hutor. In Ukrainian, we call farms Hutor. Appeared there. And it was called Kryvyi Rih. So it's an explanation why our city has so strange name, Кривой Рог. Valeria, sorry, why I call you Valeria all the time? I just like this name very much. But Veronica is very good as well. Veronica, have you understood?
What?
Have you understood the other legend, the second one?
No.
Really? It's about Cossack, Kazakh.
It's too difficult for me to concentrate on your speech, and I'm a bit tired, so...
It's evening. It's evening. Have you worked all the day?
No, but I have a lot of my different deals, and I'm a bit busy.
You are busy at the moment, yeah?
Oh, no.
No, you were busy, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, just in 2 words, especially for you. The founder of our city, Кривой Рог, может быть, вы слышали когда-то, was a Cossack, Kazakh. And his name was Rih, Rog. And when he was too old to fight, он был слишком стар, чтобы бороться, he decided to settle maybe a settlement, поселение. And he found a beautiful place where was a curved изгиб of 2 rivers. And its curve looked like a horn. Вот этот вот изгиб выглядел как рог. And later a hutor appeared there, hutor, and it was called Kryvyi Rih. So is the legend about my native city. Okay, maybe we also have another interesting part of our lesson. It's mysterious places in our world. Veronica, do you know any mysterious place in our world?
Well, I can say that now I am reading the book called Cleopatra. And, I'm really interested about Egypt, and I think it's a really magic country. And,
You are talking about ancient Egypt.
yes, yes, I'm talking about ancient Egypt.
Okay.
Because there were a lot of не знаю точно как фараоны, pharaohs.
Yeah, I think it will be right.
And what about пирамиды, я не помню тоже как называется.
Pyramids, yeah.
Так и есть, pyramids.
Yes, yes.
И гробницы тоже, я не знаю, как гробницы по-английски.
Tam.
Как?
I'll type for you. Tam.
Там? So I think it's really magic place, ancient Egypt.
Okay. Tim, do you know any other mysterious places? Tim,
What?
do you know other mysterious places? Какие-то мистические, загадочные места. Загадочные. In our world. В нашем мире.
Сейчас. Бермудский, Бермуда, треугольник, как это?
Что?
Бермудский треугольник, например, как это переводится?
Я не поняла, еще раз, можно, пожалуйста?
Бермуда. Бермудский треугольник.
Bermuda's triangle. Треугольник, triangle.
Как треугольник? Finder?
Triangle.
Finder.
I've typed it for you, triangle. Okay, Evgeny, maybe you can add any other mysterious place?
A shelf where I hold my socks.
What? Socks?
It's a mysterious place because I put them there and then I cannot find the second one.
Not your socks, your flat.
Okay.
Как, like a wardrobe in Narnia Chronicles.
Yeah.
Okay. Mikhail. Mikhail is absent. Okay. But how could you forget about Stonehenge, for example? Or maybe Machu Picchu. But today you will hear about another mysterious place, which is called Loch Ness, and about its monster. So, you can find, if it's difficult for you to understand the text, you can find it in our document. But it would be much better if you just try to understand my speech. Если не понимаете, можете прочитать текст, следите за моим чтением и сами следить за текстом, но лучше, конечно, попробовать будет понять на слух. So, let's try and listen about Loch Ness. So, just a minute. Loch Ness is in Scotland, and it's long and narrow and very deep. Loch Ness is special. What is it? Well, Loch is a Scottish Gaelic word that means a lake or an inlet of the sea. There are thousands of place names in Scotland containing the word Loch. So Loch Ness is a lake. It's in fact the largest freshwater lake in Britain. But that is not the reason why Loch Ness is special. No, Loch Ness is special because it has its very own monster. People say that deep in the lake there lives a large creature. Occasionally, very occasionally, you can see the creature swimming on the surface of Loch Ness, or even moving on the land. close to the shores of the lake. No one is certain what sort of creature it is, though it has no proper scientific name, but everyone calls the Loch Ness monster Nessie. The oldest story about the monster dates from the 6th century. Saint Columba, who first brought Christianity to Scotland, is said to have saved the life of a man who had been attacked by a huge creature near Loch Ness. The modern stories about the monster started in 1933, when there were 3 sightings of a large strange creature, about 1 meter high and 8 meters long, with a long neck. There have been similar reports in modern then, sometimes of a creature on land, though more normally of a creature in the water. There have been some photographs of Nessie as well, but most of them are of poor quality and some may be fakes. Several studies of Loch Ness using sonic measurement have found traces of a large objects deep in the water. So what is Nessie? Some people think that he may be a type of dinosaur, which had managed to survive when all the other dinosaurs on Earth died out. But most scientists think that this is extremely impossible. So is Nessie some other sort of animal, such as an eel or a seal? Or perhaps Nessie doesn't exist at all? Perhaps the people who say that they have seen a creature in Loch Ness actually saw other things. A small boat, perhaps, or a group of birds, or a pattern of waves and shadows on the water. Steve Fettleman is one of the people who believes that Nessie exists. In 1991, he gave up his home, his job, and his girlfriend to become a full-time Nessie hunter. For the last 17 years, he has lived beside Loch Ness looking for the monster. His home is an old van that used to be a mobile library. It's parked in the car park in a pub close to the shore of the loch. Steve makes little clay models of Nessie to sell to tourists. He has only once in 17 years seen something which might have been Nessie, but it is not important for him. He loves his life as a Nessie hunter. So that's all. What's wrong? Okay. So now.
Tatjana,
What?
okay. Now it's everything is alright.
Okay, Mikhail, have you understood the text?
Maybe not at all. I'm don't say right. I don't hear the part of this text and.
In the document?
No, I don't hear it. I mean, I was absent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Maybe team.
Maybe team.
But I see. I don't see him when you read.
His mic is off. Tim, are you here?
What, Tim?
Tim, have you heard the text? Вы слышали текст? Вы его читали? Have you read it?
Да, я его читал.
Mm-hmm.
Читал, да.
Have you understood it?
Have you understood it?
Understood it. Вы поняли его? Ну или хотя бы частично. Partially.
Partially.
Okay. So what is Loch Ness? What is it, Loch Ness?
They чудовище, как будет?
Нет, Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
It's
Я знаю.
Это озеро, Loch Ness, не монстр.
Ну я хотел вам сказать про монстр.
Так мы называем его Loch Ness Monster или Nessie. А Loch Ness это озеро, поэтому не надо называть озеро сразу монстром.
Окей.
It's a lake. And have you understood what is Nessie like? На что может быть Nessie?
Loch Ness.
Нет, там было пару идей, пару предположений по поводу того, кем может быть это чудовище. Что же это такое?
Maybe they may be monsters. Вымысел, как будет?
Imagination. Ну, это
А.
воображение, yeah? You think it's just imagination of people, yeah? Это всего лишь воображение людей, да?
Monster imagination.
Окей. Евгений, can you tell us what theories about existing of this monster you have heard?
Maybe it's I don't believe in it, and I just cannot tell you anything. I know that there were some pictures, and a lot of them are, not a lot of them, but all of them are fake, because I don't believe in this.
Have you read the text?
No, I didn't. The text was saying about something about that it's some kind of survived dinosaur.
Yes, or maybe some animal such as eel. Eel, yes, seal – это тюлень, или eel – угорь. Вот такие предположения есть. But can you tell us whether there are any chances that this monster exists in real?
No.
And how about sonar equipment which found that there was something in the water?
Yeah, I don't believe in it. Still, I don't believe in it.
But equipment showed that there is something under the surface of the water.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yes, it was in the text. So I think I don't believe it's either. Don't believe it. But maybe there is some animal, maybe, but I'm not sure. And what about that Nessie hunter? Have he seen this monster?
He haven't seen it.
He haven't seen. So it shows that all the stories are just fairy tales, yeah?
Yeah.
Even if Nessie Hunter hadn't seen Nessie, so I think we can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's just imagination, but what is the purpose of these fairy tales and imagination? Purpose.
The purpose of what?
Of these fairy tales. What is the purpose of creating them?
To sell them. To earn money on gossips.
Yeah. To attract tourists, yeah.
Yeah.
To make clay figures of Nessie, as Nessie Hunter does. Just clay, всего лишь глина. And I think he earns not bad money.
Yeah.
So we can say that all maybe paranormal, some paranormal phenomena exist in our world, but we can't prove it, and we don't believe in these fairy tales. So I think our lesson can be over. Thank you for this lesson. It was very interesting to listen to you and your thoughts. So we can finish. Goodbye, team. Goodbye, Evgeny. Goodbye, Mikhail.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Goodbye, time.
Mikhail, you remember that you have to prepare a story about Kiev?
I will try to do it on the next lesson.
So I'll listen to it. Bye.
See you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.